Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Tish and this is Tish Loves Home. So today I just wanted to share with you a little bit about my quiet time, where I do it, when I do it, and what I use. So this is the little area I have set up in my craft room where I do my devotional. I do mine first thing in the morning. I give myself at least 30 minutes. I really like about 45. And I just come up here to this little couch, this little love seat that I have set up in here in this area. And this is where I do it. Now, I have done different places. I used to do Trent's study. I've done in our bedroom. But I found that if I'm up here, I'm kind of away from everything. And I can have a little more quiet and try to stay focused a little bit better. So this little bench I got at Ross, and I wanted something just to have to prop my feet up on, but it also has a little storage in it. So what I do, which this may sound a little strange, but it's worked well for me, I keep this little bag with my makeup in it. This is all the makeup in here that I use, and I also keep this little lighted mirror in there, and I keep it in this ottoman. And I pull it out every morning when I first get up here, and I put my makeup on while I'm listening to the Bible Recap podcast. So I went through the Bible Recap last year. It's a read through the Bible in a year chronological order. And I read through, and then they have like the little podcast that goes with it that kind of explains that day's reading. So this year, what I decided to do was I'm reading something else for my devotional, but I am still listening to the podcast each day. So while I'm putting my makeup on, I'll listen to it. This book kind of goes along with the podcast, and I used it last year when I was reading through. So it's not necessary. You don't have to have the book to do the Bible recap, but thank you, Hampton. But I just found it helpful because I like to see things in print. So do my makeup while I'm listening to the Bible recap. That's my first step. So this is my study Bible. It's the NIV version. I've had this Bible for a long time. It's got a lot of highlighting and marking and writing in it. I put the tabs on it recently just to help make it a little bit easier for me to find things and flip to them. I've used other Bibles, but I always go back to this one for my devotional time. It has good commentary and information about the verses at the bottom. And if I don't have this one, I find myself always wanting to go back and read that part. So I use this Bible, and then this devotional is called Journey. It's from Lifeway for Women, and there's also an app with that you can use. I've been doing this for a long time. Recently, they have made these be 3 months worth. So they'll have like this one, I think this one has June, July, and August, and then it'll have a, quarterly. So you don't have to get them quite as often, but it just has a verse. It's got some little things throughout also, but it has a verse at the beginning of it, and then it has your little devotional, and then it has another verse and a few things at the end. So I love those, and they always come with a really pretty printed verse at the front of them every time, and I just keep this little frame here, and I just change out the verse in that frame. So I use that, and then I started this past year, and I've mentioned this before, using this devotional. This was given to me by a sweet lady at our church, and I love it. It is kind of set up similar. It's got something at the front, you got your devotional, and then it has scripture reading at the end. And sometimes with this, I do like to go a little bit deeper. So wherever the scripture is, I'll just kind of go there and stay in that for a while. And then I decided a while back that instead of saying my prayers, which I get so sidetracked. I just have that problem all the time. I remember on the movie The Help, Aibileen telling Skeeter that she wrote her prayers, that she just felt like that was a she could get her thoughts across better if she wrote her prayers. And I thought, well, you know, that's a really good idea. So this year I've started doing this in this journal. I just write my prayers down in here. I feel like it helps me stay focused better. And also I love to go back and look and see how God has answered prayers and how things have changed since I wrote things earlier. I'm not going to share that, of course, because that's private, but I found that works really well for me. So Bible recap while I'm putting on my makeup, journey in my devotional, and then I love this New Morning Mercies, and then I usually end with my prayer journal there in the Grateful Heart. This is the little thing that I bought at Ross the other day. I keep glasses in here, highlighters, markers. That just goes to the Roku. Just things that when I'm, you know, doing my devotional, if I want to highlight something or write, whatever, I have all that at my hand's reach. So this is it. Just kind of a nice little cozy space. This couch was my mom's. Hope's at college. We brought it back home. Hope painted these bird pictures that I have in these frames. I keep all my extra little devotionals over here on this little bookshelf. That's a picture of my mom. I just like being able to see it also in the morning while I'm doing it. Keep my verse up there so I can go back to it. Keep that little basket if I ever want to take my stuff downstairs. And of course, Hampton enjoys being up here with me too. So that's it for today. I hope this was interesting to you. Maybe you got a few helpful hints of some ideas that you could use. I think everybody just has to kind of look at their schedule and their home to figure out when is the best time for me to do it. I have friends that prefer to do it at night. Some people do it on their lunch break. Whatever works for you. But for me, I have to do it first thing in the morning. I just know that's how things go for me. And then also what you use. I don't use the same thing every year. I try to change it up some. I think the Bible recap is excellent for really digging in the scripture and reading through the Bible. And I will probably go back to that again next year. But I do like to change things up a little bit. And then just find an area in your home. It doesn't have to be anything big. It might just be a chair somewhere. You might like to do yours outside. But I like to find somewhere that I can just kind of be away from everything that's going on in the rest of the house, and it's quiet, and it's not a room that I'm in all the time, so I can kind of leave my devotional things out, and when I get there every morning, they're already ready to go. So I hope you enjoy this, and I appreciate you watching so much. I'd love for you to share with me what devotionals you use. Where do you do yours? What time of the day? It's just always interesting to me, and I like to get ideas from other people too. So thank you so much. I'll see you next time.